Okay, here we go again. And this is Max from Isolation Game. And today I continue my work on Return of the Space Invader project. Last time I managed to set up a random animation for enemies, and that was pretty cool. I'm happy with the results, although there are still some bugs there that I don't know why do they exist. For example, everybody move except the guy that I set up. Don't know what's happening, and I can't say really. I think I need help with that. But what I want to do today is I really am not happy with how the ship moves. It moves okay. I mean, I love the steering, if it can be called the steering. I don't think it's steering, but I like the way it starts the movement and the way it has a rotation. But I don't like how slow it stops, and that I can't interrupt it while it's stopping, because I really want to be able to press another button already while it's stopping. But the reason it is not able to stop while moving is because I prevented it. I've made a logic that with this XOR gate, with help of a wonderful person named Dr. Babuner. So we've made some logic, and that's the trick he showed me about making a XOR gate and the movement detector. So with two connections from movement detector and one from a button press. So now I think I want to remove the movement detector, because it takes a really long while to fully stop the ship, and there are some millimeter, or I don't know, very small movements that last for very long. As we can check that out. We can check that out here by pressing this button, which will start the cycle. So as we see, the movement is okay, but it stops really slow. And also there's that backward movement. Maybe I can also fix that. Let's focus on the third variable that changes the rotation. No, not the third one, but the second one. It's 0.035, and I guess we can make that less and see what happens. Maybe the differentiation of rotation won't be so big. It's still bigger than the at the end we have that teleporter that aligns the ship with the tag, which has this specific orientation. So the end movement is very, I don't know how to put it in English. Let me check. Cutting movement is sudden, cutting, abrupt movement is pretty bad, and I want to get rid of it. So that's why I'm changing my second rotation variable to maybe even put it even lower to see what will happen. It's still bigger than the alignment angles, so maybe 003. Let's see. It's almost there, as we can see that. So maybe 0.28 or even 25. Let's go big with numbers. So it's smaller now. Yeah, now it is smaller than the alignment angle. So we need to increase it now, 27. Maybe this will work. Almost, you see, it's smooth now. Almost smooth, like maybe if we'll increase like this, can we? Is the number valid here? No, it's not. Okay, 28. That's actually not very good, not having this smaller numbers. But I can see that it's almost perfect. Well, I don't know which one's better. We can't be more precise than the third number after the 0. And that's a flaw, in my opinion. But I guess that comes with the performance limitations. Let's see again what 0027 will give us. It's the best one, I must say. Let's change the other side of the movement also for the same number, because we've got same logic here and with minus numbers, so minus 0027. Okay, and if we will check, I always seems to miss those two buttons. If we will uncheck the switch and check the switch on this side. Let's see. For some reason, for some unknown reason, this isn't the right number. So I think the number must be a different one. So let's see what we, maybe 35 was okay for the right side. Let's see. No, we need to uncheck the button now. Yeah, this one was better. Maybe it's almost perfect here. Okay, let's leave it this way. The difference is not very big, and I don't want from. I guess my guess is that there is some difference somewhere here with numbers. Why? But -0, 1. But it's 0, 1, and I don't know why I have to use different numbers for different sides. Maybe because it's the little differentiation in the pivot positioning, or maybe even the model size. Maybe something like this makes this move differently in different directions, but that's not the case. We have a smooth for a movement now. It's still abrupt at the point when it aligns with the tag, but I don't know. I don't have any real idea on how to make something different from this. I mean, some different logic for aligning object to the horizon, because if I'm not doing that, if I'm letting this rotation be a little bit different every time, at some point ship becomes rotated too much and becomes not playable. So I have to align somehow. Maybe if you can help me find any other interesting way to align those type of objects, that would be awesome. Okay. And now I will make this logic look better. It's always like that in any 3D software. Some things you just don't understand. Why it is not working, why it is so. Maybe it's the same in world, like with physics. Some things we just don't understand. Why they don't work as we think they should. But the quantum physics works pretty differently from our simple and understandable Newton's world in which we think we live. And that logic, it's a mixture of both. Okay, so now I want to make some something different from what we have now with movement sensors. I miss Monster Hunter World. I just don't have anyone to play with. But I would love to. So I want to uncheck those and see what happens. Maybe to not to lose those two, I will make just AND gate here and put them here. And we'll do the same here. So to remind you, those two are securing and XOR gate is one the fundamental XOR gate combines signals to give you condition do this thing if only one of these things are true. My god. So is it going to do it? Yeah. So if we're gonna turn this off and see what happens if we're gonna interrupt. Yeah, it works. And I think I don't need this movement sensor anymore. But the alignment is still pretty bad. And there's also what I noticed the second time, that they don't die until they play out the animation fully. So that's the thing to be addressed to. I have to remember that. So even with this all thing doing okay without this movement sensor, and I think we can get rid of the XOR gate at this point. We'll still leave it here for some in case of emergency, of me forgetting some really cool thing that it was doing, and now it's not doing this. But now we're facing really big thing with the aligning. we need the alignment to happen much more smoothly. And without those interruptions, abrupt interruptions. Maybe a signal manipulator will help. Sorry, I had not enough sleep today. So input smooth and output smooth. And let's duplicate. And do the same thing here. Oh, we don't need to do that right now, actually. We'll just leave it here. And, no, we do. I need to check that with Coney. I won't be able to do that properly without going to play mode. I have to go through all the logic, I think, at this point, because I don't know, some nodes are mystery to me, and maybe I'm missing something. It works. For some amazing reason, it does work. Perfect. I don't know, maybe some God entity is helping me today, and things I want are just happening. And okay, this is fine for me. Still, there is one trouble to be addressed, and it is that it only interrupts if I press a different button. But if I press the same button again, it will only wait for the cycle to end. And for now, that is not very good, because actually now I want it to behave differently from what I wanted before when I was making this logic. Oh, there's a hidden switch. Now I can delete this. No, I will leave it for now. I'm too afraid of forgetting something. So this was the whole story, protecting it from moving if I press the button twice. Let's see what happens if I will delete this logic. This is so strange when you have to completely rework what you have already done, and what seemed perfect to you now it becomes irrelevant. because you came up with, yeah, it works for many times and it stays like that. Or not. Yeah, it's not working properly. I don't know why, but it doesn't align. For some reason it doesn't align in the end. Okay. And was it aligning before that? Maybe I missed something. That's why I'm happy I didn't just delete this logic. So this is fine. Yeah, now this is fine. That's okay. Now this happens. Just tell me. Yeah, it is aligning. I can see that. Totally true. But for what reason does it stop aligning after me deleting completely different side of logic? Because the alignment is not even present in this part. It must work just after 4 seconds, yeah? Automatically. No problem involved. But if the signal, okay, let me give it a hard check. If we're gonna delete those, and connect those and turn on the switch, let's see what's happening. I also want to, yeah, disconnect it. And be able to see. So if I'm pressing button many times, it's not aligning. It does align. It starts the alignment, but it must work. From what I see in the logic, it must work. But for some reason I missed something. So if I press and press, it's not aligned. If I press, I can see it's not aligned. Maybe the signal that is sent is not strong enough. Yeah, it's yeah, but it's only a smoothing signal. Strange. Ah, so it sends two signals. Yeah, as I remember. First one gives a counter up, and this one gives a counter down. Maybe we need a bigger timer for it. Won't be able to even work if we press button fast. Okay, I'll think about it. Interesting. How many undos there are in this game? Well, what can I say? We fixed that for two different buttons, but still I have to rethink my logic for one button to make it work and align every time, even if I'm pressing the button many times. And that's a thing to work with. Now let's try to fix those guys, because they seem to die only after the animation is finished. So that's not very good. We need them to die instantly. And also there is a mystery of the main character the one that we made a setup on, not the clones, not working. It starts. For some reason, it totally lost all the connections. And I'm unhappy to say that, but he has to die. Okay, now you work. Great, I love you. Is that the main line? I believe so. No. We don't need the buttons to work. It's not working. So why were you disconnect? My God, why were you moving? I guess I did something wrong with the connections. Okay. Let's delete those guys again. And you also die. You die. You die, you die, you die. You die, you die, and you die. Okay. I miss hotkeys. I would love them to make a keyboard and mouse interface for this. This would really improve the speed. Okay, now so when the signal comes from an impact sensor, it hits the counter hits the counter hits the movable, and movable starts to work only maybe we should not use movable. Maybe we should use a mover. Maybe we should use a mover. So we'll delete this and we will connect. Okay, the speed is 0, the strength is 100%, and damping is 100%. Какая разница? Да не, ну просто... Ну, давай я потом отвечу на этот вопрос. Чё ты ушел? So now this is the affected object of the mover, and 100%, which way is Y? Yeah. So we can change that. Можно, чё.
Там не светло ни хрена. Просто ярко.
Там светлее, чем яркость. Ну вот иди сюда, и ты поймешь почему. Ну ты подними до конца.
Не видишь ничего?
И вдруг ты поймешь почему. Иди сюда.
И чё?
Цвет на лице изменился. Цвет темный очень стал.
У тебя?
Да.
А-а-а.
Ага.
Так, может, и хорошо.
Кто шутник? Волшебник, а?
Ну вот, светло же.
Да.
Да в чем проблема-то была?
Иди жри.
Я бабочка. Я полетела.
For some reason, it's not fucking working. Okay, let's use the switch to be sure it's powered on and works. Yeah, now again, affected objects, this guy, and nothing happens. The animation totally takes over the mover. Maybe there's a power button here also. So the thing is that there is no power at the randomizer. It just starts by sending the signal to timelines. So there is no way to interrupt before the randomizer. So we must interrupt after randomizer, and that's tricky. But the second thing is that if the timeline is already on, there is nothing that can interrupt it. Or maybe there is, yeah, there is a playhead position, and there is ignore frame rate, and there is playback speed and sustain and restart timeline. Oh, that's interesting. So if we have this signal, we can send it to restart timeline. Okay, let's open all those funny timelines. Not all. That won't work. Okay, so restart timeline. And also restart timeline. And for you too, babe, restart timeline. So 2 more to go. Restart timeline. And restart timeline. But not just restart, I need to restart it and stop. Let's delete the mover and make this still connect to movable. Yeah, it works, but it only restarts timeline. We doesn't need to just restart it. We need to stop it from playing. Stop at 1, sustain, loop, playback speed 0, restart on and trigger. Playhead position, it only outputs playhead position, it doesn't input anything on it. Ignore frame rate, beat meter numerator, volume. Now that's a question. How to interrupt timeline. Okay, we've got 2 questions to solve. How to make up a new logic for one button being aligned every time it is pressed, and the second one, how to interrupt timeline. I'll have to read, and thanks for watching. It was Max from Isolation Game, and be a dreamer.